They wore me down. I started my video, I was doing my video, and people kept phoning and phoning and phoning. Finally, I broke down and answered the phone. So I'll start my video over. It's Sunday here in Northfield Park. I am trying to finish up here, get Oso Pine race night, and then immediately after the race head back to Ontario. We have a lot of people emailing me, asking me questions about what are you doing, what's your family doing, what's the next couple of weeks going to look like. It's not that I don't have an answer. It's not that I don't want to answer you. I don't have an answer for you. I mean, please keep in mind how fluid this situation is. You know, I'm checking the news every day. Just got an alert from Ontario, the highest daily number of COVID, unless I read it wrong, today, Sunday, was the highest. So I guess Saturday would be, I don't know. The highest number of cases reported in Ontario ever was today. So it's trending in the wrong direction. We are a week into this lockdown in Ontario, and you would think after 14 days it would plateau. And so I believe that's the hope, right? But nobody knows for sure. So May 6th is when we're supposed to get going in Ontario. That's not guaranteed. There's nothing set in stone. Will racing begin before then? We were optimistic. We were hopeful. I do write emails and letters to the Premier, the Premier's office, the Health Minister, things of that nature. But I just don't see the way things are trending that there's going to be an opportunity for racing to open up before May 6th. In fact, I hope it opens up on May 6th. So that opens up a can of worms where a lot of people are saying, well, can't we race some of these horses? You're in Ohio, you know, can they go to New York somewhere? If there's a track we can race horses at to make money at before they race, fine. But to bring horses over just to say we're going to race them would cost you money, my partner's money. And in turn, if it's not a class that's going to be favorable to them, we're really just dumping them in the deep end of the pool and hoping they swim. And it's not the best way to operate. We do have our horses ready. Brilliant Corners was ready. No Free Lunch was ready. All those 3-year-olds are ready to go, and they'll continue to be ready to go. I'm just not sure that exporting them is the smartest play. When we talk about the American horses, that's different. I think every horse, really the only horse I was worried about bringing over here was Sweet Ambitions at this point. And she laid that to rest the other day quite emphatically. So, just please have some patience and bear with me. As I said, I'm under a lot of stress when it comes to my family first. I sent an email to my kids' school, elementary school, asking them, you know, can we remote learn? I am leaning towards and potentially working towards moving my family here for the next 4 months. And it's not that I'm terrified in Ontario, but if I need to be over here while we're racing in an expedited fashion to Ohio and Pennsylvania, then it's unfair to expect my wife to stay home during a lockdown, try to homeschool our kids by herself, and meanwhile go to the barn and keep everything pulled together. It's too much for her. I can't ask her to do that. And although I can go back this time because I have the truck, I can't keep shipping back and forth. We're going to run out of horses at some point to go. So there's just a lot. There's a lot. And I know it's hard on you guys too. I know it's stressful for you and frustrating for you, but please just give me a tiny bit more latitude on this. I'm trying to get this done the best that I can. When it comes to the aged horses, we're going to talk about the aged horses now. When it comes to the aged horses, I've been thoroughly pleased with what I've seen so far. As I said, now Sweet Ambitions was a 3-year-old, but at the same time, seeing these horses do well right out of the gate over here is, to say the least, a breath of fresh air. When it comes to Brave World, how is he going to do? I haven't seen Northville Downs in 2 decades since I was a groom in Michigan. I don't know what he's going to do over there. I don't know if he can fit over there. I don't even know the gentleman or the lady or whoever drove him. I don't know the person that drove the horse last night, but I can tell you they drove him good. I saw the video. Stayed along the inside. I don't know what the guy in the 3-hole was doing. He was gapped and all over the track, and the guy shot through the inside. It looked great. It's a great maneuver by one of them. And then charging down the lane for a horse off 2 weeks, then off an extended period of time before that, really only with a Mohawk qualifier to show for it. I thought the horse raced great, and Harry did a great job preparing this horse. I think we all should take note of where these horses came from. Sweet Ambitions was at Harry's barn, and as a 2-year-old at Mario's barn. So these horses were prepared properly and had the opportunity to race and came in and raced well. Sweet Ambitions raced well, and Brave World raced well. So good job by Harry. Good job by the St. Charles family to get this horse raced, and whoever the driver was, great drive. So I was happy with Brave World last night. Canadian Titan is one of the horses ready to go. I would wish we could continue to train at Mohawk. They canceled the training at Mohawk. I wish we could have kept doing that so that we could have our horses ready to go a little bit tighter. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. Canadian Titan is getting ready. I suspect she'll be ready to go May 6th. She'll be on schedule. Another horse who will be ready May 6th, who's here, is Compass Rose DC. She trained great yesterday. Now, I put I'm a Lovely Lady on the front and trotted away from her down the lane, but Compass Rose isn't known for her sprinting prowess. I really wanted to wake I'm a Lovely Lady up for Billy Davis on Monday. Wanted to make sure she didn't do any vet work. She did her work well, trotted well. Jason's done a great job with her. She looked fantastic. Training Saturday, going into Monday's stake race at Miami Valley. Billy Davis, a lot of people said, where did Billy Davis come from? Well, Billy Davis has been a longtime friend of mine, a very, very good friend of mine. It isn't just me and my family that are concerning to people. Billy was told by Buffalo Raceway that he's welcome to drive there, but he cannot continue to go back and forth to Ontario. With everything going in Ontario, I suppose I get it. So Billy is staying in Ontario every 5 days a week. He's at Northfield Park riding horses and taking care of our horses right now with us, and then going to Buffalo 2 days a week. So it only made sense. He schooled Italian Grit the other day, so he's driving him Tuesday. I'm a Lovely Lady seems pretty push button to me, the way she trained at Northfield on Saturday. So it made sense. We needed a driver for I'm a Lovely Lady. Billy's more than a good driver. In fact, I'll tell you this. Billy Davis won with a trotter in France. The only Canadian driver I've ever seen win a race in France was Billy. He went to represent Canada in some sort of a driving conference 6-7 years ago, maybe. Did a great job and won a race in France. So a great job, as I said, by Jason to get him to come up here. Billy had called me and said, geez, what am I going to do? I said, we'd love to have you if you want to come up. So I guess we're running a refugee camp for wayward Canadians now at Northfield Park. So I'll continue with the list. Brave World race great. Canadian Titans training down, going to be ready to go. Compass Rose going to be ready to go. Cavill Hanover's racing this week. I spoke to Irv. Irv told me he'd been in Florida. He came back. He went with the horse himself, made some changes, really, really likes him and likes what he sees. He's in to go this week. Cruising in Style did not get in this week. Tough post for that horse. 8-8-9. Raced good the other day. Favorable draw, 5 inside. I think he's knocking on the door. He's ready to go. Don't believe me, just watch. There's another horse. Hey, Anthony, we're going to race him in the States. If I have to, we will, but I'd rather not. I think he's got a good class there in Flamborough. Now, when they come back, they'll be close to Grand River Georgian. He races good in both places. Him in particular, and Spend That Money, who is an American bred, I think they fit the classes they're in very, very well. Let's just sit and wait. I know it's a pain in the butt. I know it's a lot to ask. Let's just sit and wait with these two in particular. Globetrotting looks like the 4-year-old Globetrotting ate the 3-year-old Globetrotting. She is massive and looks very, very good. Mark Adams did a wonderful job with her turning out this fall. I told Jason, do not be in a hurry. You take all the time you want. I want no soreness issues with her coming into her 4-year-old season. Big, big hopes for Globetrotting. Miss Brampton Beast, kind of stuck here. What do I do with her? I'm not taking her back over here. To do what? So we kind of got to wait. I've offered her up for sale, but there's not a lot of people looking to buy horses in the Ontario market. So you, my partners on Miss Brampton Beast, we're kind of in a tough spot right now. Now, one of our other clients made a very good point. I never thought about it till right now. The Ohio sale deadline is Monday. I said, we don't have anybody for it. That is a lie. We do have a couple of horses for it. So that might be our best step forward right now anyway, is Miss Brampton Beast potentially being entered in the Delaware sale. So thank you, David Bolus, for that. That had slipped my mind. Our clients are always on their toes. Oso Pine racing tonight. Here's a horse, 1, 1, 2, 3, and really could have been 4 1s with a little more luck. Coming out of Woodbine. Jason had him great there. Cindy was doing a great job. James was getting along great with him. Really didn't want to uproot this guy. And he's like 8-1 from the 9-hole trailing post tonight. If he doesn't do well tonight, they now, shockingly enough, Buffalo Raceway said, yeah, we'll take your horses now. It's very kind of you. So Buffalo might be a good spot. I just want a nice, easy spot for him. We sent Time Houdini to Michigan. This guy would have been a great fit there also. We have Buffalo, Saratoga, some of those smaller tracks that this horse would excel at. So we'll see how Osobine does tonight. The Open is where he's going to sit for a little while. So if he doesn't race well tonight, we have tons of options with Osobine. Path of Totality trained her yesterday. Man, she looks good, and she's eating good. Now, she hasn't put on the weight we want yet, but we're going to start feeding her. I said to Jason and Kirby, maybe a couple of big mashes a day. Need to get the weight on this horse. If she's eating, there's no reason she shouldn't be bigger. It's not that she's skinny, but I want to see a little bit heavier weight on her. She looked good training yesterday. Really impressed with her. She'll be ready to go around the 1st of May also. Rooney Blue Chip, you're not with us anymore, Roon. Rooney Blue Chip was sold this week to the Harrington, Delaware. A wonderful gentleman purchased him, so good luck with him. Spend that money, as I said. Just please have some patience and bear with me. We'll get this done. Where are we at now? I spend that money. Spirit of Dio. Spirit of Dio made a break in her first qualifier. There was a little public outcry. You know, what happened to Dio? Listen, this isn't the first time you see Dio made a break, especially on somebody that doesn't know her. Training down Dio is not the same as going in behind the gate Dio, and I think Andy Miller realized that right before she made a break yesterday. She's not the same horse training in a quiet setting as she is in behind the gate, and I think that's just, there'll be a little learning curve there, but I think Andy and Julie, listen, these are no dummies. These are guys that train at a high clip with a lot of very good horses. The least of my worries is the Miller stable and Spirit of Dio. I'm sure everything will be worked out in short order there. Stonebridge Simba is on. He's supposed to come back in yesterday, and he's acting up, getting on the trailer, and the guy felt a little uncomfortable taking him. So Billy's going to go get him and drop him off at Jason's next weekend. Stonebridge Simba is due to come back right now. Time Houdini in Michigan. I told you guys about the little error. So here's the scoop on Time Houdini. I said it in a number of videos. He was acting very steady and bad getting on the trailer the other day. They sedated him in a way that they would be able to race in Ontario, I believe, but not in Michigan. The withdrawal time for Ace Promazine, which is a mild sedative, is 72 hours in Michigan. I think they were maybe a little overzealous to give it without checking, but they were doing what was best for the horse. So regardless of what the withdrawal time was, I don't think the Doyle guy was pretty pumped about putting him on the trailer without a sedative. And the last thing I wanted to do was to call our clients, my partners on Time Houdini, to let them know he hurt himself in the trailer. So first and foremost, the health and safety of the horse is paramount. And although he was scratched, they did the right thing. He'll be back at them next week. West 50 Seconds training down now with Jim. Jim said he was very good. He said he's ready to start training. Should be back in about a month, I think. White Tiger trained him the other day. Part of a little debacle. There's nothing we could do, actually. The qualifying date time. So the dates in Ontario is 90 days right now. So if you have a clean line in 90, might even be 120 days, you can race. But they've reverted back in the States to the pre-COVID date times, which is 30 days. White Tiger does not have a clean line in 30 days, so he's going to qualify next Thursday. And then, yes, was scratched the other night. Irv said he's just not himself, a little sick, picking away at his food. He said, I'd rather not race him. I said, Irv, you don't have to call me to ask me if you can scratch. You just scratch the horse and let me know why, and I'll let our clients know why. So, yes, wasn't 100% himself the other day, so Irv just didn't want to race him. So he asked for another week with him, no problem at all. If there's anybody that earns another week, it's definitely this guy. 1 break and 3 wins in a row coming into his last 4. So yes, I suspect we'll be back in another week, 10 days. So those are your race horses. Right now, I'll be back. We got lots of videos to do for the rest of the day. I'll be back and talk to you about them real soon.